Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to our forum today. Uh, Today forum is going to talk about the purpose of OSH. That the way of OSH management is implemented is very important. There are two acts bonding all organizations in Malaysia in order to ensure the workers are being protected from all the risks coming from the workplace hazard. They are the first one, FMA 1967 and OSH Act 1994. The regulation, guideline and codes of practice have been drawn up to support both acts. And today, for today's forum, we are going to discuss about OSH and FMA and more specifically on the OSH Act. And before we start the discussion, I would like to introduce to our honorable panelists. The first panelist is AIZUDDIN Hussaini. The second panelist is Muhammad Saiful bin Ma'ali. The third panelist is Muhammad SAFWAN. The fourth and the last panelist is Muhammad AMIN ALWI. Okay. For today's forum, will we discuss two of the main topic. The first one is the role of OSH legal requirement in business management. The second one is occupational safety and health Act OSHA in Malaysia and the silent features. So, without further ado, we like to talk a little bit about OSH and FMA before we start moving to the main topic. So, for the first question, what is OSH? Occupational safety and health. What is OSH? Okay, let's
Okay.
start.
Okay. OSH, we all known as Occupational Health and Safety, basically is a discipline of public health that focus on improving the workplace regarding to the health and safety. So in this topic, it's analyze workplace injury that happens or sickness that occur, patterns and provides a recommendations to reduce the risk or hazard that the workers experience. So, as we all know, the all occupations that in this world are exposed to the health and safety risk. So the employers have to the employers have the responsibilities to keep the workers to work in safe conditions. Occupational health and safety includes removal, reduction, and replacement the risks that happen in the workplace. Okay, by executing this OSH program or act, workplace incidents can be reduced by complying with the protocol and the procedures. Okay, OSH in the workplace consists various aspects such as infection, control, ergonomics, and how to overcome the workplace conflict that happen in the workplace, as well as the first aid and heavy machines, equipment safety.
Okay, so may I know what is the objective of the OSH? Can someone explain to me?
Okay, let me explain it. So, the OSH, Occupational Safety and Health Objective. Um, the management and staff shall strive to achieve the OSH objective in line with its OSH policy. The following are measurable OSH objective relevant to the scope of the OSH management system, which is number one is to ensure that all employees and workers are induced and aware of the health and safety practice. Second is to achieve zero notice of prohibition for OSH issue or matters from DOSH or other relevant authorities. Third, to strive toward zero life loss at workplace. Fourth is implement, develop, and continue improve the OSHMS or OSAS 18001 standard. And the last one is quality and environment matters are given equal priority to other major business objectives. Uh, can someone explain about OSHA 1994?
Okay, the OSHA Act of 1994 is an act of legislation that sets a legal framework for ensuring the health and safety of all Malaysian workers and protecting them from the hazards related to the job activities that stated in OSHA 1994 Part 1 Section 1. The OSHA 1994 develop, generate, and support high standards of occupational safety and health under legislative framework. The main purpose is to increase public awareness of the importance of maintaining a safety and healthy work environment to ensure that all Malaysian workers and employers have the healthy and safety working environment. This legislation was enacted in a compliance to OSHA 1994 Part 1 Section 3.
Mr. Amin, you mute your mic.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I will continue the what is about OSHA 1994. It is to inform all employee and explain what is their written safety and healthy policy. This is to ensure the employee will follow the regulation to avoid any hazard or danger at working place. This is state in section 16 of OSHA. Then I will go to section 30 for occupational safety and health. Makes it to compulsory for the employers who have 40 or more workers to establish a safety and health committee at their workplace, otherwise directed by the Director General of the Department of Occupational Safety and Health. This section require employers to consult worker representative in the committee in matters pertaining the occupational safety and health.
Okay. May I interrupt or add something?
Sure,
Okay.
can.
So there is also there are several objective from the OSHA 1994 for the part 1 section 4, which is the first one is where we securing the safety, health and welfare of person at work. That's mean who want to put their life in danger, right? So this objective is maybe become the priority because of to protect the workers lah. Okay, the second one is the protect at the workplace others than the employee. The same explanation, right? So the third one is promote the suitable environment for a person at work. So it uh for the suitable for worker to work lah, right? And the last one is enable the previous legislation to replace by regulation and approve industry codes of practice operating combinations with the OSHA 1994. So I also have question, which is where does the OSHA 1994 been applied in Malaysia?
Okay.
So anyone?
Let me answer this question. So as we know, OSHA is applied worldwide. So we're talking application in Malaysia. Okay. Actually, the act applies throughout Malaysia to the industry specified on the first schedule.
Oh.
I think in Malaysia, not all places were covered by OSHA 1994 because nothing in this act shall apply to about ships are governed to the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952, Order number 70 of 1952. The merch the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1960 of Sabah, Sabah Ordinance number 11 of 1960, or Sarawak Ordinance number 2 of 1960, or the Armed Force.
I see, I see. Thank you so much for the wonderful answer. So, as we from the answer given by the panelists, we can say that the OSHA, the Act of 1994, is an act of legislation that is to ensure the health and safety of all the workers and protecting from hazard.
Yes.
So, we already heard about OSHA, OSH Act. So, we should talk about FMA Act for a bit, the Factory Machinery Act. So, my wonderful panelists, what is the difference between OSHA 1994 with FMA 1967?
Okay, let me explain about the FMA 1967. So, the FMA 1967 is also known as Act 139. So, this is application on prescriptive and two dependent on government. So, the scope of the FMA 1967 is only at factories and machinery industry. So, this act or FMA 1967 is not applied on most of the other industry other than factories and machinery. So the exception of the Act FMA 1967 is to the person that on board ships and to the armed force. So the ministry that need to conduct this, or I would say that the person that responsible to this act is human resource. So in the Department of Factory and Machinery Department. So for FMA 1967, it has 11 safety regulations, 4 health regulations, and 2 amended, which is 2004 and or 2005.
So
Can
for the OSHA 1994, so as known as the X 514. So the application that we use is for the self-regulation, the responsibility to the employer and the employees, and the last one is for the consultation. So the scope for the OSHA 1994 is the occupational as per Schedule 1. So the exception is on the board ship and the armed force also same like the FMA 1967. And the ministry also same as the FMA 1967 also been uh, conduct by the human resource. And for the department and enforcement, it will taken by DOSH, and the training and research by the NIOSH, and the regulation is it's come for with the nice policy, SHO and chemical, and the guideline is until 49 till the end of the 2011.
Let me add some point of FMA 1967. There is some regulation under the Factories and Machinery Act 1967, which is number one. They focus on factories and machinery lah. So factories and machinery, in bracket special scheme of inspection. Next bracket is risk-based inspection regulation 2014. Second regulation is factories and machines, mineral drugs regulation 1989, and third is factories and machinery noise exposure regulation 1989. So we can see that Factories and Machinery Act is more focused on batteries and machinery. So the scope of FMA is only cover in the manufacturing, mining, quarrying, works of engineering and construction, which is they only cover 24% of the manpower. And the scope for OSHA is cover all economic activities and government except armed force and seafarers, uh, has been told by panel for AMIN. Uh, and OSHA 1994 cover 90% of the manpower.
The difference between OSHA 1994 and FMA 1967. From the approach, we can see that the prescriptive uh, is different. We can see that FMA 1967 is different from the approach which is prescriptive, while the OSHA 1994 is usually comes through self-regulations. And also for FMA 1967, it is too dependent on the governments. And for OSHA 1964, it is supported by code of practices, guidelines, and others. And next is consents for inspection by regulation authorities. And while the OSHA 1964, 1994, uh, the tripartite responsibilities of the corporation also the participation. And for the objective is FMA 1967 is usually focused on control of factories and machinery. And next is it is registration and inspection of machines. And as is less provision for help. While OSHA 1994 is covered to safeguard health and welfare of employees and those at the place of work, for example, visitors, contractors, and others.
Okay, I would like to conclude for our introduction question. So, in Malaysia, the exposure in the workplace are regulated by the under the FMA Act or OSHA. The FMA 1967 also under the more comprehensive uh, OSHA that is enacted in 1994, OSHA 1994. With the OSHA 1994, the philosophy of the legislating safety and health in the workplace changed from one that was very prescriptive and contain detailed technical provision under FMA 1967 to one that is more flexible and encourage self-regulation under the OSHA 1994. So both of the act is important to ensure that the workplace, the health and the safety of the worker is uh, taken care of. So, OSHA 1994 is supported by the regulation, codes and practices and guideline as panel Amin mentioned just now to further clarify the provision in the Act. Under the FMA Act, FMA, it emphasis was on the safety of the workplace itself, while the OSHA 1994 there has been equal emphasis on addressing the health hazard in the workplace, where it take care of the worker and the workplace hazard. So regulation for occupational exposure are developed by the DOSH, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, and by our government. So we would like to move to the main topic of our discussion. So the first topic, what is the role of OSH legal requirement in business management?
First thing first, before we move to the legal requirement in business management, we need to know what is the OSH legal requirement first. So the employer have a legal duty to implement a health surveillance program if the employee are exposed to the certain health risks. So the program should ensure that the procedure are in place to detect the early sign of the work related ill health with the result swiftly act upon. So any natural or legal person who has an employment relationship with the worker and has responsibility for undertaking it. This legal definition has to be interpreted in light of the European and national law on corporate organization companies in form of sole pro, propri, proprietorships and partnership. Shop owner are also the person that responsible in the sense of the employer. In the corporate companies, the acting organ of managing board of the legal entity acts as employee. So, for the certain health risk, there are statutory duty on employer to provide the occupational health surveillance. Uh, although this can be fulfilled by appointing a competent person, such as an occupational healthcare provider. Sorry, I use a two camera, so I will focus on my laptop. Okay, so the health surveillance is required in any workplace where each of the following are met. So this is the rules of legal requirement in business management that protect the work is known as to harm the health in some way. There are valid way to of detecting the disease or conditions. There is also reasonable likelihood that damage to health may occur under the particular condition at work. The surveillance is likely to benefit the employee too. And the last one, the technique of the investigation is low risk to the employee. Uh, so that's all. That was my opinion lah. So I didn't know you guys.
Okay. Um, I want to say something. Okay. In tough economic times, it's important to remember that poor workplace safety and health will cost a lot of money. You know, what's more, case studies show that good OSH management in a business is linked to improved performance and profitability. So, profit is important for business. So, everyone from individual workers to national health system loses out when OSH is neglected. But this means that everyone can benefit from better policies and practice. Okay. Countries with poor workplace safety and health system use valuable resources dealing with avoidable injuries and illness. Uh, strong national strategy leads to numerous benefits such as uh, improved productivity through less sickness absence. Second is cutting healthcare costs. Third is keeping older workers in employment. Fourth is stimulating more efficient working methods and technologies. And the last one from me is reducing the number of people who have to cut their hours to care for a family member. So that's my opinion about this topic.
Okay. Yes, of course. Occupational safety and health is a good for business as well, being a legal and social obligations. The enterprise appreciate that OSH prevent people from being harmed and made ill through the work, but it also an essential part of a successful business. since panel SAFWAN mentioned about the benefits of OSH, let me add some more of the benefits that have in the OSH. So, occupational safety and health helps to demonstrate that business is socially responsible. Second, protects and enhance brand image and brand of the brand value of the company. So the third one will be it helps to maximize the productivity of the workers, since occupational safety and health will be something that a guideline to the workers regarding to the safety and health. So the fourth one will be enhances the employees' commitment to the business. The next one, OSH will help to build a more competent and healthier workforce in the industry. So the last 3 points will be reduces the business cost and disruption, enables enterprise to meet the customers' OSH expectations. So and the last one will be the OSH will encourage the workforce to stay longer in active life.
Uh, role of OSH legal requirement in business management. Uh, uh, the EU directives on workplace safety and health do not fit a strong legislative framework for occupational safety and health management. Employers are in charge of deciding how to organize their business. Focus of traditional OSH management used to be on the avoidance of punishment and expertise of expertise of specialists. Um, okay, it is one of it is measurable objective for safety and health, and should be set and be part of the company's policy. And the objective and policy are transparent and supported by the management and the workers. And measures should be implemented following defined process and responsibilities. The workers and their representatives should involve. Next is actions shall be based on a risk assessment and not only cover correct but also preventive measures. Performance in safety and health at work should be checked on a regular basis with the with the measurable performance indicator. Lessons should be learned and be mainstream in an improvement cycle. Result of the lessons learned should be promoted in training sessions for management and workers.
Okay, are the panelists done with the first topic?
Oh yes.
Yes. So I
Yes.
will just conclude for the first topic. So the main goals of the safety and health OSH is they bring too many advantage in business management. So the main goal of safety and health act is to prevent workplace injuries, illness, and death of the workers, as well from the prevention of those bad things. It will prevent from the suffering and financial hardship, because those events that bring illness, death, or injuries can cause the worker or the family and the employer financial problem, maybe mental health problem. So it will somehow affect the business management. Also, it will affect the employers in the business. So when there are lesser illness, injuries, or death happen in the workplace, so it will give a good reputation for the business, and it will reduce the cost for the bad things to happen. So it is important for the OSH in the business management. So, without further ado, we like to move to the second topic. The second topic is the Occupational Safety and Health Act (OSHA) in Malaysia and the salient features. So, let's talk about the topic. Let's start.
Okay. Let me start first. Okay.
Sure,
Uh,
sure,
so
sure.
so as we know that OSHA, the principle of the act is to make further provision for securing the safety, health, and welfare of person at work, for protecting others against risk to safety or health in connection with the activities of persons at work. So it's important is in business that it will increase your overall profitability. Yes, business. So, looking to improve the way your business runs. When you follow OSHA standards, your employees can work without incident. That's a good thing. A safe workplace shows that you care, boost productivity, and even keeps moral high. As Mr. Rudi mentioned before, when employees are happy, they are productive and therefore profitable. In the study conducted by the University of Warwick, a researcher, Dr. Segroy, state that the driving force seems to be that happier workers use the time they have more effectively, increasing the pace at which they can work without sacrificing quality. A happy employee doesn't count the minutes until his or her shift is over, but instead actively participate in the workplace. Whether it is highly technical skills like working as a trauma nurse or serving meals in a restaurant, productivity gives your business a better reputation and increase profits. Profitability increase when you care about profitability.
So
So
I agree with panel number 3, Mohamad Safwan. So as you say that when employees are happy, they are productivity and therefore profitable. So others of the importance to for the OSH in Malaysia is to increase the employee productivity. So according to the study that conducted by the University of Warwick, which is in the England, the employee happiness lead to the 12% spike in the productivity. One essential way to build the happiness among the employee base is to provide them with the health working environment. Feeling unsafe or not care for a simple way to lower the productivity. It's also benefit of productivity for employee include the impressing the customer. Next, providing the superior service and boosting loyalty customer so that they will come back and order again with us. Next, build a strong culture uh, among the employee and the boss. Next, uh, boosting the moral among the staff that uh, boosting moral among staff you invest time and money with. And next, providing better incentive to employ your uh, the company to do better. And next, spending less money on employee training and the new for the new requirement or newbie lah. And to keep your reputation also.
uh, Mr. Azuddin, we cannot hear your voice.
Okay, do you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, yes,
So,
loud and clear, loud and clear.
okay, let me continue about the importance of the OSHA health, occupational safety and health in the Malaysia. So, it is obviously that OSHA is the act that keep the employees safe at work, right? So OSHA regulations uh, help to reduce future incidents by identifying the potential hazards that happens in the workplace, reviewing safety procedures with employees to make sure that they are all well known, and recording and record keeping information about the events. A safe a safer environment keeps your employees at work by reducing the chances of accidents or health problems. Okay. Even if it means safety of one additional person or the prevention of one accident, OSHA regulations and standard are worth it.
Uh, okay, next is protect from lawsuit or legal ramifications. Also sends inspectors to business location for standards compliance and assessments. When your company pass inspection, documentation is provided. Personal injury lawsuits filed by workers are more difficult to defend in a recent inspection is on file. Instead of relying on a form of private enforcement and regulation through lawsuit filings, inspectors protect your business from lawsuits. Even if lawsuits aren't your biggest concern, accidents on the job also can cost you a great deal of money from the medical side of things. So please keep everyone safe with OSHA.
I see, I see. So is that the end of the discussion?
I guess so.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, I
If
think
there are nothing else to add, I would like to conclude the discussion. So from the discussion that we held just now from the panelists, it can be concluded that the importance of OSHA is to secure the safety, health, and welfare of the person at work against the risk of to safety and health arising from the activity at work, and it also to protect the person at the place or workplace against the risk and safety health arising activities for the person at work, and is to promote an occupational environment for person, safety environment for the person to work, and it also provide the means whereby the associated occupational safety and health legislation, and overall the compliance is this the recommendation. The compliance of OSHA is important in the workplace to ensure that the health and safety of the worker, and to also reduce the hazard in the workplace. So from the discussion, we already received a lot of knowledge from OSHA. What is OSHA? What is the uh, FMA, from the in business management in Malaysia, the salient features, everything we can conclude that OSHA or OSH is a good program for every company and workers, also employers.
True, true, very
So,
true.
ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, my beloved panelists and audience, finally we have come to the end of our discussion or our forum. We would like to I would like to say thanks to the panelists and also the audience for the from the panelists. Thank you so much for the informative and interesting talk. And the audience, thank you for active participant. So
You're welcome.
hopefully
You're welcome.
the discussion will be beneficial for everybody, and it fulfill our assignment task, which is the OSHA. So thank you so much for the attention. Assalamualaikum and good day. Thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone for your
Thank
time.
you.
Please be
You're
safe.
welcome.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
for the
you.
food.
Thank you.
Bye bye.